So I'm going back to something that I had created earlier, which was this, which is where you end up seeing the semicircle being constructed. So if we are to construct this semicircle, then we are actually looking at something like this. Now, any product that is given to you in isometric always start from either a cube or a cuboid. So let's say we have to look at this fellow. Now you can notice that this edge length is obviously not the same as this edge length. It is more. So whatever is the total distance, you mark that as your height and you mark this as your width, and similarly another width over here. So what happens is you get a cuboid. Now I'm not doing it in isometry, I'm just doing it in 3D for you, but you have to imagine this being done in isometric. So let's say you get a shape which looks something like this, which is this piece. Always, if you can draw this as a small entity for your own understanding first before you start building it, it'll make it a lot easier for you to kind of figure out where you have to go and how you have to go. So let's say we have this. Now, if you notice, this is the midpoint of this line, and this is also going to be the line which you take as the edge for the square. So if I join this, you will notice that this distance is the same as this distance, should be the same as that distance. And when I join these two, they are also the same. So that's your square. This was the rectangle. Technically, it should be longer because obviously this piece is elongated, but just to show you how it works. Now, once you have this, you can choose to make all 4 midpoints. Okay, so you made all 4 of them. And then you can choose to join all of these points as we had done previously. And then you can choose to put the compass over here, the pin over here, the pencil over here, make this arc. And similarly, the other arc, which is over here. And similarly, from this point, you can construct this. And similarly, from this point, you can construct this. But we don't need this and we don't need this. We only need this and we only need that. So only work on things that you require, because if you're going to make this and that, then it eats up into your time. So if you just do this, which will be one arc coming from this radius and one arc which comes from here, then my life becomes a lot easier for you. So what happens is you end up seeing this vertical, you end up seeing that vertical, you will construct one arc here and you will construct the other arc there. Baseline remains the same. But this is only one surface. There has to be a side surface to it as well. So this one, so the side view, which means that you have to construct the same thing at the back too. So if I were to take this parallel line over there as well, and this parallel line over there, then you will notice that there is a rectangle at the back as well. Now, for that rectangle, you can choose to measure this distance and mark that distance at the back. This point you can also get from that midpoint, and that point you can get from that midpoint. While you're doing that, you can also take this width over here as well as over there to get the square at the back. And once you have that in place, you can join these, you can join that. This intersecting point will help you get the shorter arc, and this radius is going to help you get the larger arc. Now, where should I join this to this? Because I also need that line, which you will also notice over here. So this line, for that, all you need to do is of this square, take the longer diagonal, put the scale over here and simply intersect this point. Okay, so this arc gets intersected. Similarly, you do the same thing over here. So basically you take the scale, you put it here and you intersect this arc. Wherever these two intersections are, you place a scale over here like that, and you simply join the two. And what you will, if you are working with a final outline, then this is what you will end up seeing. So this is how your product will look, which is what I've tried to draw over here to give you an idea. Now this looks like a tombstone, obviously this too, but this is a longer one. So this is what we'll take for the minion, whereas this is how you will be constructing your shape.